Greetings. This is being filmed and delivered under a Capricorn full moon. I want to use this as an opportunity to talk about my approach running an astrology business, my intentions, the distance between where I am now and where I'd like to be. I'm also going to address a recent scam going on with an impersonator on Instagram. So if you didn't catch my last video on this Capricorn full moon, it does have a bit of a grouchy, intense flavor, so bear that in mind before maybe taking things a little bit too personally. I do think there may be a bit of a harshness that will come through some of what I'm going to share. I would like that to be useful in its sharpness, addressing points that I think need to be made, and kind of funnily, I don't intend on directing so much harshness to my impersonator / scammer on Instagram. So first and foremost, the name of my channel and the name of my Instagram account is Rasalila Healing, Rasalila Healing, Healing. Okay, my impersonator has two I's in the word Leela on Instagram. Otherwise, he's got the exact same post, exact same photo, posting under my name, Timothy Halloran, and they've managed to get already over 2,000 people, what is almost half of my Instagram following. This scammer and impersonator has successfully gained. Now, how they have been able to do this is through a forceful approach, basically private messaging all of my followers. They send really fluffy messages. Hello, dear. Hello, love. They'll offer personal readings. And then, obviously, people will be misled into giving away their money to a scam. Now, my guess is that this is not an individual, but a group, probably in a more poverty-stricken country, and I have to hand it to them. I think that this is a really intelligent approach to make some easy money. To go after small business owners with big followings, and impersonating them. Honestly, fair game. Do I encourage people to be criminals? No, but the reason criminal behavior exists on our planet is people are starving. People don't have their needs met. There's not an equal amount of support for people in different places. So anyways, I'm not the person who's going to be demonizing and attacking this impersonator for being oh so bad and let's send the police and everything after him. No, whatever, I'm going to do the best I can to get this fake account taken down. However, this is the day and age, the world in which we live in, and I'm sorry to say that we need to be aware of scammers. Take everything with a grain of salt. And again, if you've received private message from me asking you if you'd like a personal reading because I've selected you for whatever reason, I'm sorry to say this is not the case. I actually cannot keep up with the demand that I have for readings. My wait list is over a year long. There's no way in hell I'm messaging someone clear out of the blue offering them a reading like that. Now, this brings up another point, which is this scammer has been enormously successful in doing this forceful type of gaining traction, a following, marketing, essentially. And this is how I see so many people out there in the world do their online business. It's extremely forceful, messaging, posts, advertisements. And in the 10 years I've done this business, I've done almost none of this type of forceful approach or marketing. Now, take this with a grain of salt. I'm not saying you personally, but you, that is the crowd, the masses, the consensus of YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, social media land. That's who I'm saying is you. You would have me sell out. You would have me produce glitzy, glamoury, Hollywood TV show type of production to gain more followers, to get more famous, to make more money. And I do not do this. And I'm going to explain why. I have found that this approach is a selling out, which is the same as a watering down of the in-depth astrology that I'm so passionate to teach and deliver. How I feel about astrology, it is one of the most powerful, groundbreaking, life-changing medicines that almost no human on the planet has. It is held by such few individuals. And I'm talking about real astrologers who actually have gotten trained, who have actually had thousands of case studies, thousands of clients, and they know what they're doing. There is such a soul, and they're extremely rare. I have found that such authentic astrologers, they all have enormous isolation, being carriers of this wisdom, medicine, and intelligence far beyond what most people know astrology can be or do. And we hold this alone. Why I don't sell out, make these stupid Instagram posts that are going to tell you what your month is based off of your sun sign or this, that, the other thing, is it is watered down bullshit. It's not real astrology. It's a fashion trend. It's talking using words. I say Capricorn, I say sun, I say square. Ha ha ha, isn't that cool? We're talking like the other cool kids talk. That's the majority of the astrological following community. It's a giant fashion trend. It's not real. I would say that more than 50% of people claiming to be astrologers easily are goofballs. They've never gone beyond the goofball state of just taking little bits and pieces of information and then believing that they know the all in all and that they're qualified to share information with other people. Now, this is why I've created the Astro School. I personally cannot keep up with the demand that astrologers have because there's not enough qualified astrologers. And if there's anything I could get through to anybody who's interested or learning astrology, just stick with it. Go all the way. You can get access to this information. This is how I came into astrology. I began to study and practice obsessively every day and never set it down for 10 years. I got astrology software. I learned how to use the astrology software. I learned about all the different techniques that modern astrologers use. I hardly see anyone out there do this, especially in my age demographic, but generally out there in the world. People are interested in astrology, but hardly anyone understands it. Now, you could get an in-depth education of astrology without hardly spending any money. You could go to my YouTube channel. I have a video on the astrological tools that I use, and I give where you can find these tools online for free. Be wary of people offering certificates for their astrological school or program. There is no standard for an astrological process whatsoever. A certificate means absolutely nothing. Be wary of a person who's claiming to be an astrologer who's got their big license framed behind their desk. That's a huge red flag to me. This certificate means absolutely nothing. Nobody going through my astrology school is going to get a special certificate. It's a distraction. The proof is in the pudding when you actually learn astrology. You're going to actually be able to point out things, help people in their real life struggle, make predictions. I mean, come on. It's extremely measurable. I'm going to mention another thing when it comes to this youthful, immature type of astrological bullshit that I see so common out there. All these 13 sign people, obsessed with sidereal people, or Western astrologers that get obsessed with their own particular way, modality, or branch. I guarantee you, any astrologer who's pointing the finger at Vedic astrologers and saying Vedic sidereal astrology is bullshit, or any of those Vedic astrologers claiming the sidereal zodiac's the only zodiac and saying that Western astrology is fake and bullshit, These people are idiots. They don't know what they're doing at all. If you actually sit down with astrology and you are humble enough to learn from the other astrologers that have existed in other countries and other places, this is a global phenomenon. It's natural law. That's why I'm so passionate about astrology. I want people to be wise, to understand the world, the nature that they're born into, to understand natural law. That is what astrology is. There are amazing Vedic astrologers. There's amazing Western astrologers. Those idiots that are putting down the other side of the fence have no clue what they're doing whatsoever. It's embarrassing. What I see being touted out there, what people are talking about, what people are saying, more than 50% so-called astrologers are insane. They haven't even taken the time to study what they preach. Can you imagine how narcissistic you have to be to take upon yourself a science that's been developed and refined by other scientists, pioneers, and geniuses over the course of millennia? And you believe you're entitled to preach about that wisdom and truth without having ever taken the time to dig into research? It's embarrassing. I cannot keep up with the demand, the interest, the passion. That's why I created the Astro School. And you know what's really amazing? The amount of people who will go through my Astro School actually take the information and the training that I'm putting out there. It's easily less than 10% of the people that sign up. People don't actually want to learn astrology because it's real work. It's real work. And it's not just heady intellectual work. That's the bias that always gets put on astrology. Oh, what are you going to be on your computer and learn about nature that way? Yeah, you can, because we're studying nature. That's what the birth chart is. It's a language that translates back to nature. When you learn the language, that's what you get to. So absolutely. And it's not just challenging because it's heady and intellectual. Learning real astrology is challenging because you're not going to be able to bypass from real life anymore. At all. It gets really, really, really clear. It gets clearer beyond what most people believe is possible to have in the form of clarity. Hence the isolation I speak to under this full moon, and if you caught my last year's full moon, it certainly came from the same place. Again, a bit of a grouchy full moon. The way I run my business is designed to keep the fanfare, the fashion trend, the overexcitement, the blabbering about the certificate that you got while you don't actually have anything, the floating heads bobbling around speaking this language that doesn't translate to anything. Again, this is what I see easily is the majority of so-called astrologers. Not even saying anything. And then people don't even have the discernment to recognize that they're not saying anything. That's what I notice in the world of astrology. It's like over half of it is just like spinning out, delusional, saying the right things, dressing up the right way. I guess it's just like anything else that way, isn't it? So anyways, the way that I run my business is it is not fast food, right? Full moon in Capricorn, we get the pressures of society. Our society and culture encourages everything to be like fast food. I need my birth chart today. You're an astrologer. I need a birth chart reading. What? I've got to wait to get my birth chart? You do. I'm going to make you wait. That's how I do my business. Is this a financially smart way for me to run my business? Hell no. Is this the way I would be running my business if I wanted to be growing, becoming famous, becoming big? Hell no. There's a lot of misconception around YouTubers, business, content creator, actors, performance. That's a lot of what I'm running here. I don't get a paycheck from YouTube. In the 10 years I've made content for YouTube, received $0.00 from YouTube. Just to clear that up. Some people really don't understand this stuff. That's why in my videos, I'm pointing to the stuff that I'm packaging and selling. That's my livelihood. But I'm not serving fast food. I want to get what I'm packaging out to the people who actually care, value, and want the material I'm producing. And here's the frustration you're feeling, seeing, hearing from me. It's very remarkably few people that actually get to my material and are that way. They actually want it. They actually want to dig in. It's more than just a fashion trend to them. That's why people have to wait for my readings. I'm not slinging fast food. I want to sit down, get deep, get intimate, dig through all the bits and pieces for the people who really want it. For the people that really want to learn about themselves. Can you imagine the amount of people pretending that they're interested in astrology who do not want to know anything about themselves? They're running away from themselves their entire fucking life through astrology and through psychics. Yeah, these people come to me, and it's a problem. It's a waste of my time, my energy. I get very depressed. Like, what's the point of even doing this? If it's considered bullshit by the majority of the population anyways, people think newspaper horoscopes is what it is. And then the people that I actually sit down with don't even want to know about themselves half the time because they're delusional New Agers. Even all the stuff that I put on YouTube that's so anti that, they still filter through somehow. It's incredible. So anyways, I make people wait. I say, hey, this lesson on Black Moon Lilith that I'm talking about today is going to come out a few weeks from now. And all those people that were really excited to get it when I was talking about it in the moment, there'll be 10% of those people that actually want it. Once that temporary moment of excitement has passed, this is how all of the world of capitalism is driven. This exciting buy, sell, 30% off. Sure, I do this. I do my sales. I have to, push these things, but I hate it. I don't want to have to do these things. I've learned that I have to when I need to in certain times, when I'm scraping by, etc. But I'm not into this selling out and social media forceful marketing and private messaging everybody, advertising them what I do. And if I did that, I would have grown my following as quickly as my impersonator has. What I would like to do in the world, what I would like to see, what I'm very hopeful for, it's going to take time. There's a vast difference between where I am and where I'd like to be, and that's a consistent reality in my life. This is what I see as true in all healthy, well-oriented and grounded teachers, healers, and pioneers, is we have a divine discontent that is irking us. It's not perfect. It's far from complete. That's my regular state of being. When I produce these videos, do you think that I believe I have a golden voice and I articulate everything perfectly? The answer is no. At the end of every video, I think about the things I did not say, the parts of the astrology I forgot to deliver. My videos are 40 minutes long and they never get through what I want them to get through. So it's a constant refining, improving, but it's driven by the sense of it could be way better. Astrology could actually be landing in such a way that's far more helpful than what it is. I'm very not content with where and what it is right now. I have to get this Astro school done to train other astrologers because I cannot keep up with the demand. There needs to be other evolutionary astrologers out there, and we are few and far between. We are Pluto people, we're Scorpio people, we exist beneath the surface. We're not the bypassy, escapee, avoidant, overexcited, listen to my spiritual experiences and ascension dates type of people. We're the type of people who see other people's bullshit without running to go see those things. I don't want to see that. That's what I see. That's what it's like to be a Pluto person. That's what it's like to be an evolutionary astrologer. If you struggle with that existence, I'm here for you. That's what evolutionary astrology can help you with. Dealing with your life of seeing more than what you would like to see. Having a clarity that other people believe is not even possible. You're in good company. I'm here to connect with you. These are, again, few and far between type of people. Building into the future, I don't want this to just be astrology. This is my part. Astrology is very powerful, very revolutionary. When it starts to connect with other modalities, with other things going in the world like health, the maintenance of community, timing events, so that way we're getting the best of what we can using astrology, boy, the world, our species is going to take such a leap into the future so quickly we won't be able to comprehend it. But the point is, astrology is going to be so much more useful and powerful when it is holistically interconnected with all these other various healing modalities, skills, medicines. And this is what my hope is for the future. Rasa Lila healing is not meant to just be astrology. Astrology is meant to be connected with other holistic healing modalities. And I am interested, for anyone listening to this, if you are trained, if you are experienced, you've been doing this for a long time, you have a reputation, then I would like to talk to you about maybe collaboration or something like this. I am not going to be a jump starter for someone's new healing modality or business. But for someone who's been doing it for 10 years like I have, I'd be interested to know if you feel called to collaborate or if you feel interested in participating in my healing community that is meant to be far more than just astrology. But I have to be real, it's slow. I have an actual standard for what it is going to be, which is why I'm not hiring a bunch of goofballs who took the recent 30-day course and wants to make their own. Again, more than 50% of people in the New Age movement, this is what I see. And I don't want to see this, I just see the bullshit. You just took a 30-day course on how to meditate, and the next day, you're teaching your own damn 30-day course. The New Age movement is full of copycats, parrots, people who do not know how to think for themselves, and then they're buying and trading healing packages, readings, and it's just, none of it's real. It's all this floating in outer space. And the real deal healers and teachers are down here, and we're doing the work that these people aren't even seeing or recognizing. There's no 30-day course to ascension. Evolutionary astrology, you're honestly going to learn what your lifelong struggle is going to be. And for people who have any self-awareness at all, this is real life. When I first got it started, I was more in that realm, 2012, lots of people 3 times my own age that were telling me this crazy stuff was true, and I had to be just like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I feel that, even though on the outside it seems like you've got all of this credibility and whatnot, So I no longer believe that in any way, shape, or form I'm saving the world, talking about these things, putting these videos out there. No. This is all practice for me. I'm learning, I'm taking notes. I'm really hoping to create something in the future that will be helpful, useful, land in the world, show and prove the reality of astrology, which is a science. It's nothing to do with these new age crazy belief systems that, essentially are throwing astrology under the bus, making it look bad, making it less approachable, distancing it from the world of health, improvement, charity, humanitarian. This astrology is meant to be a very humanitarian endeavor. So anyways, that's my personal full moon reflection. Again, best of luck to this impersonator. Honestly, I'm assuming it's a group of people in a poverty-stricken country that are probably doing the best that you can to get money for your family. If y'all are getting this message, we can do a fundraiser for you. Honestly, I would speak to you in person, prove that you're the one running this impersonating channel, and we'll do a fundraiser so you can get the money that you need without having to pretend to be me. And you know what, it's fine, because so many of these so-called astrologers are just going to do that anyways. So I actually took it as a compliment when I first saw that this scammer was impersonating me. It's just like, all right, I must be doing something okay if I have scam artists that are literally copying all of my Instagram posts, my photos, my name, everything is literally identical. So I don't believe I'm saving the world. I'm taking notes. I'm playing the long-term game. I hope that we can build something together, that we have something that's really provable, really measurable. There's no doubt whatsoever that astrology can be the most revolutionary, the most humanitarian medicine and reality that we're working with in this day and age. Folks, if you want to get there, I'm so passionate and dedicated to getting you the tools, the resources. I don't care how much money you have. If you can't afford my Astro school, that's not going to be a problem. That's not going to prevent you from getting that information, that wisdom. If you're really passionate, I want to get to know you. It's going to make me feel a lot less lonely, and that's going to do a lot of good for me personally. I thank you. And on that note, wishing you the best on this bit of a sharp, grouchy full moon. I'll see you in the next video.